Hello YouTube, hello Twitch, welcome back to yet another YouTube guide. Hope you're doing well, you're safe and healthy, and we are having the Hayate this time. A pretty recent boat in general. I thought Hayate was never really bad. Back in the day, if you know, it was released for free XP in super old days, and Småland was released at the same time. So Hayate never got really the chance to shine because Hayate is just one of the best CDs in the game. So you can't really compare them to back in the day. But that never meant that Hayate was really a bad ship, and in fact it also has been received quite some buffs. It got a bit better gun reload, and it also got a torpedo reload booster, which I think back in the day it didn't have. So basically what you have here is, instead of a Shimakaze, you have a gun focus DD. You have 6 guns, just like Shima, but the reload is far quicker. You have 3.1 seconds, and the 3.1 seconds are pretty sexy because you keep the high alpha of the Japanese guns, making this a very, very nice boat. You get 10 torpedoes, so you lose 1 torpedo launcher over the Shima, but again, and the reload a bit longer, I think. It's 12 cam torps, you know them from the Shimakaze as well, but you get a torpedo reload booster, which is fairly nice. Now all this would already look better than Shima, so what is the downside, besides obviously losing 1 torpedo tube? It's the concealment. You do lose quite a bit of concealment, and you're also more sluggish. I feel like the ship is more sluggish in general to handle. But again, 6.1 is still an okayish concealment on tier 10. There's far worse DDs, there's not that many better ones, and in fact if they're better, they're sitting at like 5.9, 5.8 around. If we go for our gunboats, so it's not like or 6.0s, they're not the biggest differences anymore. But yeah, we are on Happen. We have 2 raiders to deal with. We're gonna play it a bit safer. We're gonna go on the outside. We're not gonna go into the cap because there might be a Des Moines summer luring here, and well, yeah, we don't want to enter into a Des Moines. St. Martin is in the north though, and we also got Colombo smoked up. Now usually the Des Moines players tend to sit on this island, so we're gonna go wide here. Yeah, exactly where the Zao sits. That's where usually a bit further. This island is where usually the raider sits. The Moine is also north. Okay, good to know. That means we can play way more freely, and in fact can go into the cap and maybe deal with the DD. Although Maso is going there already. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna torpedo this Colombo smoke screen. We're also gonna use instantly our torpedo reload booster because he might turn away. Yeah, in fact, it looks like he might turn away, so we're gonna go like this, so we cover an entire area here now. Gonna turn away and now make my way to gearing. Again, this torpedo reload booster is very, very nice. This torpedo reload booster is really nice because you get for once every like 3.5 minutes a launch of 2 torpedo sets, which means you have 20 torpedoes going here, covering an insanely big area. I'm gonna activate my speed boost now and go for the gearing. Knowing there's no radar, this makes this far more playable for me. And it looks like Colombo is gonna eat 2? Yeah, that's good. 2 torpedoes. Big. That's some nice damage. I don't think Jinan was in range, but if we're lucky, Jinan is also in range. I can't really judge it. Maybe we get also a torpedo hit on a Jinan. Big. Okay, nice. You also got a torpedo on Jinan. That's very, very nice. I come to B. Now again, I can't smoke up here because I was spotting all these fellers. So if Hindenburg would have also nearly gotten it. If I would smoke up and farm there, I would not see something, and I wouldn't really help my team either. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna go for the gearing. In fact, the gearing... Okay, he has RPF, unless that's one of the cruisers. So he might be aware of my coming. Good. I'm not gonna instantly rush him. Columbus. I need to wait here. The Columbus stopping me from pushing. Ah, that's a bit annoying. There's also the Jinan. We need to actually play more defensive here right now. I also see the Colombo coming in here. I'm gonna go for one torpedo here. Maybe hit the gearing and the Yama, but I need to keep that other set for the Colombo. We actually cannot go in here right now. The Colombo is heavily pushing in. We need to bail here. There's the Colombo smoke scene, which is in fact amazing because it tells me without seeing the Colombo where the Colombo is. That's actually a big one. That's a big smoke scene for me right now. Is he turning towards us? He's turning towards us. Perfect. That gearing is playing without concealment. Interesting. And we got a torpedo hit on Yamato. Gearing is fairly low now. We know exactly where the Colombo is. Unfortunately, still dodged my torpedoes. Yeah. I wish I could have gone into B, but the problem is the Colombo was blocking me. Don't know if we have enough gunpen here, but we can potentially Citadel the Gina Navy. How good is the AP pen? Not good enough, but we still get some nice chunks. The Colombo is going past us. We're waiting for the second torpedoes. Yeah. We're waiting for the second torpedo set here to be reloaded so we can use our torpedo booster. Yamato's also coming. Man, we need to play very, very defensive here. There's like a massive push going on here. Jinan got killed. Nice. Perfect. That's some fantastic news for me, actually. Colombo's still sitting there. Like, it always adjusts to the battle situation. There's no way we can push here, but we can make them pay heavily if they go here. He's accelerating in. Wasn't sure. I actually wanted to go gray line here. Team is dying like flies at the moment though, which is not optimal for us. Second torpedo spread is going here, not because of the golden, the Yamato, but of the golden line. We're still gonna launch all of them on this side. Oh, there's the gearing. Big. Now he's gone. Yamato is also most likely dead. We're gonna have our last set here for the Colombo ready. That's why I didn't want to use all of them. Is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. Big. I wish I could see where exactly the Colombo is sitting right now. The best would be if he comes around the corner here at 2 cams, so we can guarantee a kill. But I don't think that's gonna happen. We got our team back onto the rail though. Nice, okay, Colombo's running, that's fine by me. Good, good. The Colombo player is gonna commit here, so we're gonna prepare the tops like this. And I'm gonna get ready to start farming on the Shima in a bit. Need to make sure if I want to farm the Shima that I don't need to fight with the Colombo. He doesn't need any help right now. Good. Big. Now we can finish off the Shima as well. Patience is sometimes the key to victory, guys. Okay, and the Shima is dead. Can also finish off the Zao now. And bringing us completely back into the game. I also smoke up here. So disengage from the Hindenburg, otherwise I stay spotted. And my torpedoes are gonna finish off the Colombo now, and that was a perfectly executed defense. And we're going into B. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is when you have a heavy push, that you don't like go in there and just try something funky. No, you need to play. You need to always plan your steps ahead. And with that, we got 4 people out of the game here, and we're now going to go for the B cap. There was no way we could have ever played it aggressive on this flank after suddenly like 8 ship popped against 4 of us. Now we're just gonna go into the cap. The smoke scene I could have kind of saved in the end because Hindenburg didn't have direct spot to me, but I wasn't sure. I couldn't like pay attention to everything, so I rather spent the smoke screen here. And to be fair, it's not like we can play around with the terrain now. And there's no Hiroshima smoke screen, to be fair. Now Golden 9. Sorry, Golden 9 might push in here again. So we're gonna pre-torp here in case he turns in. He might just kite away now as well. Try to farm as much damage as he can, because the game is pretty much lost for them. But who knows? You never know the players. And as you can see, with this torpedo reload boost, I think you can play a lot with torpedoes as well. Like you're having the insane guns, but you also have that aerial of the Nile with the 20 torps, which makes Hayate a really, really decent ship. Here we're just gonna use the island to not be detected and start working on him. Get the solo cap as well, not the Kraken, but the solo cap, and I guess that was a pretty good demonstration. This worked fairly well. Again, it's a nice ship, I like it. I don't think it's particularly like the best DD ever, but it's fun because it combines the strength of having like a big torpedo salvo from time to time with really, really good guns. The only thing you really need to watch out is it can be fairly sluggish, so knife fighting is not always an option. But other than that, a very solid DD. We got an E, 4 kills, 1 solo cap as well, and an up third in the team. Salem gets a compliment as well in Mecklenburg. They played pretty good. When we look at the detailed report, we did a lot of damage to the Colombo, a lot of damage to the Yamato, a third of the Shima, a bit of the Gearing, Jinan also quite a lot, and the Golden Line also a bit. Credits wise, we're ending up with 566,000. And I hope you enjoyed this little how to play Hayate in 2025. You're Trenlass and out.